We bought our property here in this special place in 1979. We didn't actually see it again for about 5 or 6 years because we were moving to Scotland and everything, so we lived over there. And then when we came back here and I had an opportunity, we'd come over and visit, I noticed that there were a lot of abandoned cats at the dump, and it was very sad. You just go to because you have to take your own rubbish to the dump here. We don't have pickup, we're quite rural. And I said to him, I will not be able to move to a place where my heart will be broken every time I take out the trash. And so I said, so we've got to come up with a plan to how to do that, how to help save those cats from the dump. And I'm very, very fortunate that I have a man that in my life, my husband, who is very sympathetic to animals also. So he moved over here in 2000. He was a college professor after he retired from the military. And he transferred over to another island to teach while I sold our home and tied up the loose ends of my business on Oahu. And then when we moved over here, before we moved, I had filed for my articles of incorporation for a cat rescue. And you can operate for a couple of years if you don't have donations in excess of $5,000 at the time. So I was able to operate with my articles of incorporation, but then after a while, after 5 years, you have to file for your 501c3 status and actually have the IRS do a determination. I'm not sure if the rules have changed or not, but anyway, at that time. So what I had to do was put all the paperwork together and go for the actual IRS determination letter. And what I did is, I had a legal background, so I had got every single kind of, I've gone and researched every kind of rescue group that was similar to what I wanted to do, and I got their articles of incorporation so that I could pattern my articles of incorporation how I wanted to have it, very similar. One of the good things about legal is that you don't have to reinvent the will. All you have to do is find something that's very, very close to what you want to do, and you can copy it and make sure you put your own stuff in there. So what I had done is I also had requested from the IRS copies of people's the determination when they put in their 1028, I think it was, and I received about 12 different copies of all of these different articles and all of the paperwork that they had submitted, and most of them had always been rejected, so I could read all of the rejection letters and what they had done wrong, and I just did a whole lot of preparation because I thought, well, when I do it, I want to do it right and make sure it gets in there. So a whole lot of preparation went into it, and I had to do a whole lot of public awareness. I taught humane education classes. I taught about 80 classes at the schools and libraries and Rotary clubs and stuff like that. And I had also had a spay and neuter where I put banks in all of the different organizations around and spayed and neutered people's pets in our local community. I had also started this house as a foster house for the Humane Society, our local Humane Society, and I was also on their board at the time. So at one particular time, this house had 90 kittens in it that I was fostering for the Humane Society. So it was quite a busy place. So when it came time to get my determination letter, I had put all of this preparation together to send to the IRS. But before I sent it off, this is where the magic came in. I took it into my special little room that I have, and I anointed it with oils. I have a lot of oils. I was really into oils. And I anointed it, I consecrated it, and I really charged it. I did a visualization as to that this package, this was when it was all together in the package with the stamps on it and ready to go. I put the oil on the actual package, and I just really put that I visualized it going from my hands into the mailbox, from the mailbox that it would just go into where it needed to go, and then it would go in the plane, and I did this complete visualization, and then it would arrive at the IRS, and it would just kind of just be there until it would land on the desk of a perfect person that would be able to see what I was trying to accomplish and could see the heart of it. So I had done that and sent it off, and I just let it go. And I know some people don't like to talk about magic once they've done it. Once it's gone, I think that it's really important. You don't talk about it at all while you're in it, because then you break that energy. You keep it from traveling. You keep it from going. But once it's gone and the results are in, I don't see there's anything wrong with sharing that to encourage other people how magic can work in their life. So what happened is I got a call about 5:30 in the morning, because nobody knows what our time is because we're a big time difference. And the IRS agent was calling, and in all of the research I had done for that, I had never ever seen anybody get called. I saw copies of letters where they said, you need to do this, you need to add this, you need to take pictures of this, you need to get more of this and resubmit or something like that, but I'd never seen anybody ever get a call. So I'm kind of like, ooh, kind of nervous as to why he's calling. And so anyway, I said, yes, and how can I help you? And he says, I just want you to know that I have your paperwork on my desk. I have 40 applications on my desk, and you're the only one I can rule on. And I want to know how you did it, because I've got paperwork here by attorneys and they can't get it done. And I also want you to know that I've never seen anything so cute. My wife and I are both big cat lovers, and I had to take your application home and show her the pictures and everything that you've done. He says, I'm just so impressed. And so he gave me some information and stuff like that. It was really, really wonderful. So I came away with that you know, he even gave me some suggestions, because we never even took the house was, we just donated the house without any compensation or anything like that. And the IRS agent said, you can actually take a little rental off of that. And I said, oh, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want anything. I counted for every nickel. I said I never wanted it to look like we were inuring anything for our benefit, which is a term that, you know, is very important, IRS nonprofit stuff, because I don't take any salary. Everything's volunteer. Nothing comes. It's just, you know, straight. We just, you know, would deduct the food and the vet bills. And so he gave me some suggestions as to what to do, and he said that he'd been an IRS agent for many years, and he could tell that we were not doing this to inure any benefit. And so that was the IRS agent that gave me a lot of information. But I think it all stemmed from that adding that touch of magic to it. Preparation. I did a lot of preparation. Integrity. I came from total integrity. Not one dime was not accounted for. And you add that magic touch, and that's what brings it all together. You do a lot of preparation. You come from integrity, and then you add that little touch of magic. Okay, we're live from the cat house, just to give you a little bit of the inside. There we are a little bit of the inside. Yes, they're talking to me. And there's a reflection. Back, we have a loft up there. And we're going over to the ISO room where the new kittens are. There's 2 new little kittens that came to me a week ago. Somebody had dumped them next door, and so they were very feral. But they're now adapting, and they're right here. Aren't they cute? They're little twinsies. And this is their little room. They stay in here for 2 weeks. And then once I make sure they're all okay and I try to tame them, I start opening up so they can actually look out and see all the other cats out in the yard and everything. And there's the other B&B for the cats. And then they've got a view of everything around, kitchen. And then I've got another little kitten over there that I just rescued from the dump. Yes. And so then they have also a loft. Nobody's in here today except for the new kittens because I was polishing the furniture and didn't want any of them in there because of the smell. But the house is usually reserved for new ones. And then what happens is when they start coming out to be integrated, I bring in a couple of friendly ones in the house. And then they end up working their way outside through the door. And then they get to join everybody out there. This is the entrance to the cat house. This is walking in. We've got a gate out there and a fence, and then you walk in to this part, and I have all magical teapots and villages and anthuriums and all the different religions are represented. A real picture of the actual cat house with the cats in the yard. And there's a little B&B for them. And then this is, we just did the yard, so I've got furniture all tossed around. This is my little crone cottage. And this is all cat-proof fencing, as you can see. It's a ½ acre. And this is very special fencing that keeps the cats in because it goes up and curves such that they cannot get out. And believe me, they try. So, that is the cat house. And the cats have all these places that they can go. I have probably, over the 14 years now, I don't know, that I've been doing this, I probably have rescued over 500 cats. At least I do not count such things because I never want it to be about numbers. And this is one house, and I have another little house that I have for them. And that has a whole different story too.